Hey my friends, this is Daniel Alley, and today I want to talk about 10 reasons why evil people prosper. If you've been looking around and you've been wondering how do evil people win in life, then this video will help you to understand exactly why it happens. Maybe you've seen rich people and you wondered, man, how did they get so lucky? How could they disobey God and still win? Well, I'm going to make it very clear of why they seem to succeed and why it's actually not a good idea to follow their path. So please listen up. The first reason why evil people prosper is because they learn the system. Now, whoever wants to get rich has to learn the system regardless. But evil people who prosper study the system so much that they know everything about it. They understand the corruption. They understand the deception. And because they see the flaws in a system, they do their best to manipulate it. And that actually leads us to our second point, because if they know the system, they can beat the system. They can manipulate it by taking advantage of people who misunderstand it. In other words, while everyone is trying to do things the right way, they do whatever it takes to do it the wrong way. They know that there's shortcuts they can be taking. They know that there's rules they can be breaking. They know that there's a lot of money they can be making if they do things a certain way. And even though they're cheating and beating the system, they're not going to get away with it because there's always consequences for doing evil. This actually perfectly leads us into our third point, because the third reason why evil people prosper is because they are great deceivers. You see, they understand what it takes to fool people. They'll cheat on their taxes. They'll lie to their employees. They'll make sure to always overpromise and underdeliver because in the short term they know they will always win. But little do they know that it will destroy them within. Because every time you tell a lie to other people, you might feel you're getting away with it in the short term. But in the long term you have to keep on telling lies and you have to become better at it, and eventually you actually feel bad about it. You start to feel guilty. And that's exactly what happens to evil people who prosper. They might seem to collect a lot of wins along the way. Eventually, they're going to tell themselves off and they're going to get caught. If they're not caught by people, they're going to be caught by God. That's how it always works whenever people decide to deceive their way to wealth. The fourth reason why evil people prosper is because they're ruthless. You know, a lot of times we hear about evil people being brash. We hear about them being rude. And a lot of times it's true. You know, I like to make rich people look good, but I've seen a lot of wealthy people do some very evil things. I've seen them slam the door on people, curse others out. I've seen them carry themselves in a way that they would never carry themselves in front of their mother. And the reason is simple. They know that the majority of people that they deal with are just time wasters. And so they're willing to hang up the phone. They're willing to curse people out. They're willing to tell people off because those people are not likely to get them exactly what they want. Now you might be asking, well, how does it make them prosper? Well, it's very simple. If you get rid of the people you don't want, you'll get into the people that you do want. It works for people who are evil, and it also works for people who are good. Now the question is, how do you go about it? Because if you're going about it in a way where you're actually dismissing people in a negative fashion, then it's not going to be good for you. But if you go about it and you dismiss people that are unresourceful in a reasonable way, then it will work out for you in the end. So listen up, my friend. Understand that there's a perfect way to deal with people, but you never have to be ruthless in the end. The fifth reason why evil people prosper is because they simply make evil deals. For instance, they'll charge a price that is totally unfair. Or maybe they'll have a contract where the interest rate is super high. They'll do whatever it takes to get a lopsided deal, and that's how they end up with everything that they steal. You see, my friends, there's a lot of times where evil rich people fully understand that they're taking advantage of certain people. They know what they're doing. They know it's a bad deal. They know that they're only benefiting them in the end. And that's exactly what evil people do to get ahead. They take advantage of others so that they can get the bread. The sixth reason why evil people prosper is that they overpromise and underdeliver. Basically what they do is they tell the people that they're selling that they're going to do all these things, and by the time they get the money, they don't end up doing it at all. Now, this might seem very unfair, but they understand what they're doing and they know who they can take advantage of. They fully evaluated the person, so they know that this person's not going to ask for a refund. They know they're not going to file a lawsuit. They know that this person is weak, and so they continue to take advantage of them. But that's why I personally like to play the 20-year game. And what this basically is I like to think of where these people are going to be in 20 years. If they're overpromising and underdelivering, obviously that's not going to work 20 years from now. They're going to be caught because they're going to be found out. Like I said before, if they don't get caught by people, they will be caught by God, and He will do whatever it takes in order to dismantle their evil operation. So whenever I'm making a decision to do business with someone, I like to ask myself, will they be in business 20 years from now? If they're not, then I'll make sure to end the relationship before I make any further transactions. The seventh reason why evil people prosper is because they do whatever it takes to maintain their reputation. Now, of course, this only works in the short term, but they do whatever it takes to gather enough evidence to prove that they're actually good at doing business. And what this means is that they will go the extra mile to prove that they are the best. They'll gather testimonials. They'll ask for a lot of reviews. They'll do every single thing they can to look good, even though deep inside, they're really bad. This actually leads us to our eighth point, because the eighth reason why evil people seem to prosper is because they show off. In fact, this is one of the biggest things that most people see. They show off their house, their cars, their luxury, and they try to live a pretentious lifestyle because they have deep insecurities within their own personal lives. And so they're going to try to impress other people even if they don't like people to begin with. And a real reason is because they live a shallow life. You see, rich people don't need to show off. Only poor people do. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you're really rich and you're confident in your wealth, then you don't really have to show people how rich you really are. It's just like if someone is strong. If you have a lot of muscles and you're the strongest man or woman in the room, you don't have to show people that. Whoever walks into the gym or into the place that you're in will naturally know by the way you carry yourself. You don't have to go the extra mile to show them unless you have deep insecurities. Well, it's the same way with money. Someone could have millions and millions of dollars, even billions and billions, and still feel like they're not good enough as a person. And so as a result, they're going to show off as much as they can because they think it's going to build themselves up, and more importantly, build their business so they can continue to do what they do. But my friends, this is one of the worst ways to grow, because once you show off at one level, you're going to realize that someone else is at a higher level, and then you're going to want to level up, and then you're going to realize someone else is doing better, then you're going to want to level up. And it's a game you can never win, because in this world, you're always going to find people who are either going to be richer, smarter, younger, stronger, better looking than you. So you can't be all things for all people, but you can always be the best version of yourself. The ninth reason why evil people prosper is because they worship their business. I literally mean that they worship it. Now, as you know, most people work 8 to 10 hours. Some people, like myself, work about 12 hours a day. But these people work 16, 18, 20 hours a day, consistently grinding and worrying about where they're going to be because they have so much dedication to what it is that they do. Now, this is not the right kind of dedication because they're leaving everything else aside. They're so focused on making money that they forget about everything else. And so all I'm saying is that if you don't have any type of balance, you're gonna lose control. You see, there comes a point where you try to control your schedule and you do a good job of it. But if you work too much, eventually your schedule will start to control you. And that's exactly what evil rich people do. They're controlled by their schedules. They're controlled by their people. They're controlled by their money, and they suffer in the end. And the 10th and final reason why evil people prosper is because they are directly connected with the devil. Now, somebody might be saying, well, Daniel, I'm not a spiritual person. I don't know where you're getting this information from. But what I can tell you is that in the Bible, the scriptures basically say that all the powers and principalities of evil conduct the affairs of the world. And if you think about it, even Jesus Christ himself was offered a plan by the devil. The devil came to him and he said, look, if you bow down and worship me, I'll give you every single thing on the earth. That's exactly what evil people do. But of course, he denied the offer because he knew that he was one with God. But evil people are different. They actually accept that offer because they know that once they connect directly to the devil, it will lead them to a place that will expedite them to the success that they think they want. But unfortunately, when they get there, they're going to realize it's not exactly what they thought it was. In fact, it's a trap. And that's why evil people will fail in the end. Because they might get the things that they thought they wanted, but what they thought they wanted isn't the things that they actually need. So there you go, my friends. I just shared with you 10 reasons why evil people prosper. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to type yes in the comment section below. And if you have any questions, please write me directly via email at info@danielalley.com. Guys, this is Daniel Alley. I look forward to all your success, all your prosperity, and all the things that you do for humanity, as long as you do it righteously. Guys, remember to do it big, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.